Hi everyone, very good morning, guys. I'm Dr. Preeti Sharma, your pathology and microbiology educator at PrepLadder, and I have with me today the honor of sharing the screen with Dr. Manoj, who's not only passed the recently conducted FMG exam but got a massive score of 256. So I think Dr. Manoj, beyond this, there is nothing much for me to say, and the stage is all yours. But before that, heartiest congratulations from the entire team of PrepLadder. How are you feeling?
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm really very happy, and also I would like to thank to PrepLadder and all the teachers team, ma'am. They're very cooperative. Even whenever I felt any device issues, also they cooperated very well. Thanks to the whole team, ma'am.
Thank you so much, and very humble of you to give the entire credit to us right away. But we know a lot has gone behind this result because the score speaks for itself. So I'm sure the students and your colleagues would love to know a little bit about your journey and preparation. And let's start off with not going way back in time, but I would want you to actually tell us and run us through what happened in the last 6 months when I believe everyone is in that dedicated phase of preparation. So just walk us through regarding main videos, rapid revision. How did you integrate it with QBank?
Ma'am, actually, when I came back, it was in the month of July. I started my preparation. I didn't know how to approach because there are 19 subjects. I don't know what to start. Then I felt like okay, I'm pretty good in third year and fourth year because in our college also it was like bit hard to in terms of the syllabus. So I felt like okay, should read the first year, second year subjects first. The first subject which I started was pathology actually, ma'am. It was with you. I started pathology first. Then I felt, okay, pathology I can do well. Then immediately after pathology, I started microbiology. It was initially two subjects I did from you only, ma'am. It was so good actually. Then I gave my first GT on 1st of August, where I scored 231.
Wow.
Uh, that time I had finished only the three subjects, ma'am, like patho, pharma, micro I did. That time I got 231. That was like a eye opener for me. Like, okay, you can do something great. So then out of 231, I would say around 60 to 70 marks I got by guessing only. I didn't mark those questions with confidence. The difference between the first GT and last GT is like in the first GT, I got many questions by guessing or changing or something like that. Last GT, I gave with a full confidence. I marked each and every question. So I also have some weaker areas like biochemistry, which I didn't read much. I just gone through PYQs and all. My idea was like, okay, should tackle these main subjects like OBG, CM, and medicine. This comprises many marks. So my whole idea was to finish first year, second year subjects first. So I spent about 2.5 months in first and second year subjects, ma'am. Then I took about 1.5 months to finish third year and fourth year subjects, ma'am.
Okay, so firstly, that's a very brave decision that your dedicated preparation started in July, but you did not have the fear of appearing for a grand test, which I think is so essential that you should start giving GTs from the word go. And I think that has paid you off, irrespective of the score that you get, but it is so essential. So, did you take that journey ahead, and what was the frequency of your grand tests throughout this preparation?
Ma'am, I should share one funny incident actually. When I gave my first GT, it was I attended like 60 questions, but I didn't feel like I knew anything. But I was just giving the GT questions. But out of then I stopped. I quit the GT. Then after that, I got the results of the GT of the 60 questions. I got 45 questions right out of 60. I was like, I didn't study anything. I still got 45 questions right. It was on the day of my first day of my preparation on July 15th, I guess. I gave my first GT. I got 45 right out of 60 questions.
Wow.
Then I felt like, okay, one of my friend also told like, no matter how much you score, just continue to give GT. It will, you can assess yourself where you stand out of others. So from that day onwards, I didn't bother about my marks in GT. It was like fluctuating always more than 230. It
Correct.
never came below, less than 230, ma'am.
So I think this score was destined, and you worked hard all throughout your MBBS, and that is exactly what was showing in the last 6 months as well. What I've also personally liked about your preparation is that first you went ahead with your first and second year subjects,
Yes,
because
ma'am.
this time also everyone found the paper one to be more difficult because that's your basic sciences, which mostly students tend to ignore. So, what is your suggestion for students appearing or preparing for June July exam? How should they approach the first second year subjects?
I think first they should, strengthen their basic concepts of the core subjects like anatomy, biochemistry, not biochemistry, anatomy, physiology, pathology, so that you can understand the systemic medicine properly. If you
Correct.
directly approach medicine, okay, medicine comprises more marks, I start my medicine first. You don't understand anything. If you don't understand the pathology and physiology behind it, directly if you approach systemic medicine, and that too, we are reading the rapid revision notes. It's not like we reading the main notes. Okay, if you're doing the main notes of main videos of medicine, then you get an idea. Okay, what is pathology behind it? In rapid vision videos, no teacher in the world can teach all the pathology, physiology of each diseases. It's better to go with patho, micro, pharma, build your concept of basic things. Then after that, we can start the main subjects like surgery, medicine, and obesity, all those things.
So, like you mentioned, rapid revision videos, how are they a part of your preparation? Which are the subjects you referred to, and how did you integrate them with your notes?
Ma'am, for my preparation, I used medicine, CM, patho, micro from PrepLadder, ma'am. Uh, they were so good, ma'am. Actually, especially after each subject, there are two sessions of image-based discussions of each subject. Actually, that was like comprising of all the questions which can be asked in exam. I could see each and every question coming from the rapid revision notes itself. You needed to look far behind the reputation notes. I really wonder how could you complete all the compressing all the information in 100 pages or 200 pages notes. It's nearly impossible, ma'am, to uh, include all the information. It was very good, ma'am. Actually, these four
So
subjects I did.
I'll definitely convey this to the other educators also, because personally, as educators, we've put in our heart and soul in making rapid revision videos where we want that. Obviously, we can't make it 100% of the syllabus, but we've tried our level best to squeeze a lot of information into it. And I'm really glad that it helped you. Now, coming to the burning question, that this time there were hardly any previous year questions that were repeated. There was no copy paste. So, of course, the importance of solving a question bank and in detail is very important. So, what is your guidance to the students going forward for the Q Bank?
Ma'am, I didn't solve any custom models much. What I did is I did all QBank of all the subjects. Like most of the subjects I did, except for the some two, three subjects, especially first year, second year subjects, I did all the QBank, ma'am. Each and every modules I did. The reason why I didn't do custom model is like what I noticed is once you, for example, if you take an 100 questions in the morning and you take 100 questions in the evening, there will be some overlapping. You tend to miss out some questions you may think like, okay, I'm getting this question right, I got in the morning. Actually, it's not your true achievement actually, because you got the question in the morning, you are given the same questions in the evening,
Hmm.
you get that question right, obviously. So what I thought is like, I should, if I want to concur everything, I should do each and every QBank, man. So in my first reading, what I did is only QBank I did. In my second reading, I started giving the custom modules, all those things. I prefer them to at least solve the Q bank of main subjects like OBG, medicine, surgery, and community medicine. Even patho micro I did fully Q bank.
That's great. It takes a lot of blood and sweat to finish the Q Bank, and even if you
Yes,
achieve
ma'am.
that for majority of the subjects, that's commendable, and that's what's showing in your score also today. Coming to the next question, which I receive a lot from the students, is how to overcome the FOMO, because now we have abundance of knowledge and so many things happening around us. How did you decide to stick on this single source for every subject and not fall into the trap?
Actually, what happened was when I finished my patho and went into microbiology, I felt like I forgotten all the pathology content. Then one of my friend, I called her. She just cleared in June. She said, no matter how many times you revise, you'll forget for sure.
Correct.
It's happened for everyone. There's no point in revising the same content like 20 days before you studied, and again if you revise, then again you have to revise after 1 month or 2 months. Do one thing: you finish all the 20 subjects first, 90 subjects first, then only you come to the revision part.
Correct.
Don't be like, okay, I've forgotten something, I should go and read, go and you can't do that, because you need to finish the syllabus on time so that you get enough of time for the revision. So what I did was like, I'll just give it a reading of first reading, then I'll see if I'll not be able to remember, then I'll give some more time for those weaker subjects and strengthen those areas. That's what I did, ma'am. Even I felt like FOMO for the many subjects like physiology, pathology, which I was very weak in. I didn't read into the depth of understanding in my college as well. So I started with the patho. I spent about 15 days for patho only. 15 days for patho, 10 days for microbiology I gave. So, but still, I didn't have the confidence. like okay, I could get all the 80% or 90% questions right. I didn't get that confidence, but after following many GTs, then I got some ideas. Okay, this is how I should eliminate the options, and actually you get to learn more things in the questions actually than what you study in text notes, because then the options they given like why this is not the option, this is not the right answer. Based on that, we could develop a concept and you can eliminate those options and come into the answer in the end.
That is so beautifully put up because what I've seen is students make their to do list and they say that my work will be done when I finish 5 hours of this video lecture today. But I think that is only half the work done because till the time first you finish that lecture and till the time you don't apply it to questions and give grand tests, you don't finish 100% of your work. So the actual work starts for the student once he starts applying it in MCQs.
Yes, ma'am.
Similarly, a month before the exam, we also conducted the mock champions exam for
Yes, ma'am.
FMG, where students were saying that it was a little tougher, and that is always said to PrepLadder every year. But
Yes,
again,
ma'am.
when the exam comes up, the exam is also pacing up, and we are seeing the level of the exam also rising session by session. So, how did the mock champions exam help you in that?
Ma'am, in the mock champion exam, I really felt after giving the champion exam, I was waiting for the results. I felt why they asked so many difficult questions. The difference between the champions exam and the main exam is that in champions exams, you are in a good condition, you are giving exam in at home, and even if the paper is difficult, you can think, analyze, and give the answer. In the main exam, the paper will be easy, but because of the exam atmosphere, you tend to stress out and you tend to mark wrong answer. I did the same. I marked so many questions which I wouldn't do that silly mistakes if I given the same exam in my home. So because of the exam atmosphere, you tend to stress out yourself, and because of the timer is going, and you feel like okay, I should skip this one and come back later, and you don't get the time in the end to come back and review the questions. So national mock exam was pretty close to the main exam, ma'am. Actually, many questions were similar. Uh, they're not exactly same, but the same pattern were asked in exam, ma'am.
Yeah, so I wonder if Dr. Manoj, you wouldn't have done those silly mistakes, then we can't even imagine what your score would have been. So I
Yes,
think
ma'am.
for the score to be humanly acceptable and for everyone to believe in it, I think it's good that you did a few silly mistakes. Otherwise, you would have crossed the
Yes, ma'am.
270 and we would have
Yes,
been
ma'am.
really, really shocked as to what has happened. But nonetheless, 256 is unimaginable. It's amazing. And because you mentioned that on the day of the exam, there was an element of stress, that also must have been in the last 6 months of your preparation, especially. So, what were you doing on days when you were not feeling motivated enough and you were feeling burnt out? What was your de stress?
My, in those days, I just close my book and I don't study at all. Like we can't do anything. Like the basic requirement, I know that I'm going to pass. It's beyond that what I want. It matters. Like some days I felt like okay, I'm going to. I was so stressed out. I was like close my book for 2 to 3 days and just relax for some days. Then I felt like okay, see, basic requirement is you passing anyway. It's like how much you want. I was targeting for 250 marks actually when I started my preparation.
Great.
So like I'll try my best. If I get, then I'll be very happy. If I don't get also, I'll be happy. Anyway, this is just a qualifying exam. It will not decide your rank or something for your PG seat or something. Uh, maybe if I was given the same 6 months and I had to prepare for NEET PG, I would have really burnt out so much and
The stress level is
just quit
higher.
the exam actually.
No,
That much
it
of
wouldn't
stress you
happen.
feel. Yeah, we can't handle the stress, ma'am, because we know that there's no negative marking. You got the free hand. You can mark whatever answer you want, and that's the advantage of FMG exam, ma'am.
Right. So mindset and keeping your mind sane in this preparation phase is also so important. But I think it will be a sigh of relief for a lot of students that even one of the highest scorers in the exam had days when he used to shut his books for 2 to 3 days and not study and he felt burnt out. So everyone is human at the end of the day and the brain works in a similar manner for everyone. So it's perfectly fine if there are moments when you don't study, which is acceptable as long as you make up for it once you sit down to study. So, thank you, Dr. Manoj, for sharing your journey and giving us such insightful tips. But before we end, because it's your day, your stage, any last words and anyone whom you wish to thank from teachers, friends, family, the stage is all yours before we wrap it up.
Thanks to prepared faculties, thanks to the my parents, my sister, and my juniors and my college faculties who helped me in this journey. And thanks to everyone who wished good things to happen in my life. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much. And congratulations to you once again. Congratulations to your parents. I can only imagine, or probably not, that the atmosphere must be so happy and it'll take a few days for it to sink in. I'm sure your parents are calling everyone around and informing
Yes,
them
ma'am.
also. It's a different feeling when it happens, and I think you will cherish this for a lifetime. So, all the very best for your future. And we know we are going to get some amazing results in the future from you, and this is just your beginning. So, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, and all the very best.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.